MLB Trade Deadline 2023, Top 5 Execs under pressure to make winning moves. The final days before MLB's trade deadline can make or break a front office executive's career, and this year, 5 decision-makers face unprecedented pressure to deliver championship-caliber rosters. But here's what's truly at stake. Failing to act could unravel seasons of careful team building and alienate fan bases craving postseason glory. Let's examine these executives navigating the high-wire act of deadline deals. Philadelphia Phillies. Baseball operations president Dave Dombrowski confronts a narrowing championship window with core players aging and key contracts expiring. Kyle Schwarber and JT Realmuto enter contract years while ace Zach Wheeler nears retirement. Bryce Harper's .881 OPS, his lowest since 2016, signals declining production. The bullpen's 25th ranked ERA, 4.55, and Jose Alvarado's postseason ineligibility demand immediate relief help. Though David Robertson's signing offers temporary relief, many question whether it's sufficient. Controversially, Phillies faithful argue this squad's World Series potential demands blockbuster moves, not halfway measures. Would you mortgage future assets for immediate bullpen upgrades? Seattle Mariners. Jerry Dipoto enters his 9th year with just one playoff appearance, facing vocal dissatisfaction from a championship-starved fan base. Despite Kyle Raleigh's historic power surge and recent momentum, winning 5 of 6 games, flawed roster construction lingers. The solution? Targeting impact bats at first base or outfield. But here's the dilemma. Should Dipoto risk prospect capital for short-term gains? Critics contend Seattle's prospect development failures necessitate bold action, while others warn against sacrificing tomorrow for today. This crossroads defines Dipoto's legacy. Passivity could seal his fate. Chicago Cubs. Jed Hoyer's surprise NL Central leaders need pitching reinforcements to capitalize on Kyle Tucker's contract year and Pete Crow-Armstrong's defensive wizardry, 5.2 FWAR. Justin Steele's season-ending injury exposed rotation fragility despite Shota Imanaga's stellar return. With 96% playoff odds, Hoyer faces pressure to upgrade third base or bullpen depth. The controversial angle? Trading prospects could backfire if Tucker leaves via free agency, yet not acting wastes a golden opportunity. Should Cubs fans tolerate prospect losses for World Series aspirations? Boston Red Sox. Craig Breslow battles franchise history, consecutive post-All-Star collapses. Sunday's breakout against the Cubs barely masked defensive struggles, 1 run in 24 innings. While Romy Gonzalez and Abraham Toro's 117 WRC+ at first base mitigates Tristan Cassa's absence, Walker Buehler's 8.51 ERA over 8 starts screams for rotation help. Breslow's restrained 2024 deadline approach drew criticism. Now fans demand aggression. The divisive question: prioritize rotation over first base despite temporary solutions? Boston's division title chase hinges on this dilemma. Toronto Blue Jays. Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins operate under contract uncertainty while leading the AL East. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s extension signals commitment, but Bo Bichette's contract year and George Springer's unpredictable resurgence create urgency. The rotation's 25th ranked ERA highlights glaring needs beyond Jose Barrios, a Chris Bassett, a Kevin Gausman. With Shapiro's contract expiring, the directive is clear: acquire frontline pitching. But controversial strategy emerges. Should Toronto deplete its farm system for rental arms? This high-risk maneuver could define the Jays' decade. Top MLB trade deadline targets 2025. Best players at every position. As the MLB trade deadline looms, the landscape of available talent reveals a stark imbalance. Teams seeking mid-rotation starters or corner infielders will find abundant options, but those hunting middle infielders face a perilously thin market. This scarcity means contenders must act decisively, or risk missing out entirely. Here's a breakdown of the top trade candidate at every position, complete with their buzz factor indicating likelihood of movement. But here's where it gets controversial. The desperation for certain positions could trigger massive overpays that reshape franchises for years. Catcher, Sean Murphy. After a stellar All-Star debut season with Atlanta, injuries hampered Murphy's 2024 campaign. Though performing solidly in 2025, the emergence of prospect Drake Baldwin gives the Braves catching depth. With a contract paying $15 million annually through 2028 plus a 2029 team option, Atlanta might leverage him for a rebound. Buzz factor, medium. Is a 30-year-old catcher worth that financial commitment when offensive production often declines at this position? First base, Ryan Ahern. The career year timing couldn't be better for Ahern. earning his first All-Star nod just before free agency. His defensive flexibility at first base and corner outfield spots increases his appeal. As Baltimore's sole All-Star on an expiring contract, expect fireworks here. Buzz factor high. Will he become the most impactful rental bet traded this deadline? Second base, Ramon Urias. Finding viable second baseman feels like searching for water in a desert. Urias started strong before plummeting offensively since late May. While his elite contact skills, top 20% in chaser-whiff rates, stand out, his consistently poor defense remains a red flag. Buzz factor low. Are teams truly desperate enough to overlook such glaring defensive deficiencies? Shortstop, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. The shortstop market makes second base look abundant. IKF offers light hitting, occasional speed, and historically steady defense, though his 2025 defensive metrics, -3 OAA, raise concerns. As an impending free agent, he provides low-risk flexibility. Buzz factor low. Could a contender talk themselves into his veteran presence despite underwhelming numbers? Third base, Eugenio Suarez. Arizona slugger is peaking at the perfect moment, crushing homers just as contenders scramble for corner power. With multiple playoff teams, Tigers, Yankees, Mariners, Cubs, needing third base upgrades, the Diamondbacks hold immense leverage. Buzz factor high. Controversially, Suarez might command a prospect haul exceeding his actual value. Will a GM overpay? Left field, Jarren Duran. Though not replicating his 2024 breakout, Duran remains an elite contact speed threat with control through 2028. Boston's outfield prospect depth, Anthony Rafaela Abreu, makes him expendable for pitching. Buzz factor medium. Should the Red Sox really trade an affordable core player during contention? Center field, Cedric Mullins. With Lewis Robert Jr. struggling, Mullins stands as the best available center fielder, a reasonable power-speed combo with strong defense. Baltimore's looming sell-off makes him a near-certain trade piece. Buzz factor high. Could a prospect-needy Orioles front office accept less than top value for their fan favorite? Right field, Adolis Garcia. Despite a slow start, Garcia is showing signs of life with recent power surges. His $10.5 million salary and 2026 arbitration eligibility create complications. Buzz factor low. Here's the million-dollar question. Should Texas sell if they're hovering near playoff position? Designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. Power-starved contenders will covet Ozuna's bat, even amidst inconsistency. Atlanta seems poised to flip the impending free agent. Buzz factor medium. Is he truly an impact bat or just the best of a weak DH market? Starting pitcher, Mitch Keller. Steady production and team control through 2027 make Keller highly desirable despite his 3-10 record. Blame Pittsburgh's anemic offense. Buzz factor high. Could the Pirates actually trade their rotation anchor while still building around Skeens? Lefty starter, Jeffrey Springs. After a shaky April, Springs delivered 10 quality starts in 15 outings. Oakland's rebuild trajectory makes his affordable contract, $10.5 million in 2026, expendable. Buzz factor medium. Will teams trust his recent form enough to surrender real prospects? Relief pitcher, David Bednar. Since returning from a brief minors demotion, Bednar regained his all-star form, 1.69 ERA, 13/13 saves. With one arbitration year left, Pittsburgh should capitalize. Buzz factor high. But here's the gamble. Can any reliever justify a premium prospect return given bullpen volatility? Lefty reliever, Reed Detmers. Detmers thrived in relief, 1.20 ERA since May 9th, after rotation struggles. The Angels' playoff ambiguity complicates his availability. Buzz factor low. This is controversial. Should rebuilding Anaheim trade a cost-controlled arm while theoretically competing? The clock is ticking toward July 31st, and these players could shift championship odds. But this is the part most people miss. Market scarcity might force contenders to abandon rational valuation. Which moves would you make? Should teams mortgage futures for immediate help? Voice your strategy below. 2025 MLB trade deadline. Top rumors and analysis. The 2025 MLB trade deadline is rapidly approaching, and the action is heating up as teams gear up to make crucial moves before the clock strikes 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, July 31st. With just days to go, the baseball world is buzzing with speculation, rumors, and analysis. Could Jarren Duran be on the move from the Boston Red Sox? Will the Arizona Diamondbacks part ways with Eugenio Suarez and Zach Gallen? And who among the Los Angeles Dodgers, Chicago Cubs, New York Mets, New York Yankees, Detroit Tigers, and Philadelphia Phillies will go all in to bolster their 2025 World Series aspirations? Whether your favorite team is looking to add pieces or shed some salary, or perhaps they're sitting on the fence, here's the latest scoop, reactions to completed trades, and what to expect as the trade deadline approaches. For more in-depth coverage, check out the top 50 trade candidates, the plans of top contenders, and potential trades for every team. #####jump to. **** trending names ****. ***** latest intel **### MLB trade deadline. Trending names. 1. Eugenio Suarez ****. The Arizona Diamondback star is topping the list of trade candidates and could be the most impactful player on the move this month. With over 50 home runs on pace, the 2025 All-Star is a hot commodity for any team in need of a power-hitting third baseman. 2. Sandy Alcantara ****. The 2022 Cy Young Award winner is an intriguing option in a market lacking top-tier starting pitching. Despite a 7.00+ ERA with the Miami Marlins this season, some contenders believe he could bounce back in a new environment. 3. Joan Duran ****. The Minnesota Twins closer is among the high-end relievers generating buzz. If the Twins decide to move their closer, known for his devastating splinter, Duran could be the most sought-after reliever of the deadline. #MLB trade deadline buzz. July 22nd updates. Orioles starting pitcher to watch Charlie Morton, with a 3.47 ERA in his last 12 starts, is a likely trade candidate. The market for starting pitchers is thin, with many teams, including the Padres, Yankees, Mets, and Astros, in need of rotation help. Morton has a preference for teams closer to the East Coast and his Florida home, but the final decision lies with Orioles GM Mike Elias. Cleveland dealing all-star outfielder. The most frequently mentioned player on the Guardians roster is Stephen Kwan. However, given that he is 2.5 years away from free agency, it's unlikely he will be traded. Kwan is having a solid season, with a .288, .352, .398 line, 11 stolen bases, and back-to-back All-Star appearances. Braves not looking to move Murphy ****. Despite trade speculation, Sean Murphy will not be available. The Braves catcher is performing well and is signed to a high-value contract through 2028, making him a key piece for the team's future. The Braves are well set with Murphy and left-handed hitting Drake Baldwin, who may share catching and DH duties in the future. Why the 2022 Cy Young winner isn't the most in-demand Marlins starter Edward Cabrera has become more attractive than Sandy Alcantara, who teams believe might need an off-season to recover. Alcantara's strikeout-to-walk ratio is alarmingly low, and his ERA is 7.14. In contrast, Cabrera is striking out more than one batter per inning and has a 3.61 ERA. The 27-year-old right-hander will command a high price from interested teams. How Kansas City is approaching the trade deadline The Royals are open to trading but with an eye on competing next year. They are hesitant to part with their core pitching staff and are looking to upgrade their future offense. Right-hand starter Seth Lugo, with a $15 million player option for 2026, is the most-watched Royal. The Royals might market him as more than a rental, but other teams are wary of his potential free agency. What the Dodgers need at the deadline The Dodgers' offense has struggled recently, with key players like Max Muncy, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman underperforming. However, the Dodgers' primary focus is strengthening their bullpen, particularly with a high-leverage, right-hand reliever. Despite returning most of their championship bullpen and adding Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates, the team needs another reliable arm late in games. Which D-back starter is most coveted? The Diamondbacks are receiving as many calls for Zach Gallen as they are for Merrill Kelly, even though Kelly is having the better season. Teams still have more faith in the 29-year-old Gallen than the 36-year-old Kelly. Who are the White Sox looking to deal? Adrian Hauser, a second-tier starter, is likely to be moved. The 32-year-old right-hander has been effective since joining the White Sox, but his performance is being scrutinized. The White Sox also have some relievers on the market, but Lewis Robert Jr., once a key trade piece, is unlikely to be dealt unless a team makes a significant offer. Why Rockies infielder could be popular deadline option. Ryan McMahon, the Colorado Rockies infielder, is a viable alternative for teams that miss out on Eugenio Suarez. The Cubs could be interested, pairing him with Matt Shaw as a lefty-righty combo at third base. Does San Diego have enough to offer to make a big deal? The Padres have multiple needs, including a left fielder, a catcher, and a back-end starter. Their farm system has thinned, and their budget might be tight. General manager A.J. Preller might need to get creative, possibly leveraging players like Dylan Cease, Michael King, Robert Suarez, and Luis Arraez to address multiple needs. Which Orioles could be on the move? The Orioles are expected to deal center fielder Cedric Mullins, first baseman a designated hitter Ryan Ahern, and some relievers. As a rebuilding team, the Orioles are looking to accumulate assets and prospects. Stay tuned for more updates and analysis as the 2025 MLB trade deadline approaches. Who will make the big moves, and who will stand pat? The next few days will be crucial in shaping the playoff race.